Hi everyone, welcome us to the tutorial today. So in this tutorial we're going to learn everything about Pixellab, all the tools accessible on Pixellab. I'm going to show you how to make use of each of them. Okay, so before we get started, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can pause the video right now and hit the subscribe button. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing we're going to learn is about the interface, the Pixellab interface. When you get to Pixellab or when you open Pixellab, this is the first thing you are faced with. This is the canvas apparently, and it usually comes with a default text, okay, with a default font also. So you can go ahead and click the delete here. If you don't want to delete it here, you can just click on this text tool. This is your text tool. Okay, this is it right here. I don't know if you can see it. This is your text tool right here. You click on delete here. All right, so we've deleted it. So here we have it's more like a shortcut. Here we have text, we have current date, sticker, shapes from gallery, and draw. Now basically everything here is also here. Okay, for your text, this is your text. From gallery, when you click here, when you click on this this is another tool. When you click on this tool, you have from gallery here, which is import. All right, so sticker here, this sticker also, the first two here, and shapes, these are your shapes. For this one, draw, this is draw here. And then we also have some exclusive tools like the bezier tool and the arrow tool. Okay, so that's basically it. Then right here is where you see your options to save your project or save as project and save as image. So if you want to export your image, you can click on save as image. When you click on dimensions, if you don't have any dimension you're using, you can either use the default dimension or click on it. You see ultra, high resolution, very high, medium, low, and custom. So when you are using custom, you have to input the custom size. Okay, so if it's a square design, you can use something like 35 by 35 and 4000 by 4000, depending on which best suits you. All right, so for the project, you can save as project. Maybe you're not done with your design, you want to maybe come back to the design and add other stuff. You can just save as project and name the project. Okay, right here, as you can see, these are my projects. So when you click here, when you click on this first slide here, you click on my project here. These are the different projects I have here on Pixellab. These are my different designs here on Pixellab. Okay, so when you click on any of them, you can come back and start editing. All right, so that is it. So I have a lot of projects here. I have a lot of projects I saved here. All right, so let's continue. So default, and this is your undo button. This is share, this is zoom. You want to increase the size. Maybe you're working with really tiny text or shapes and you want to see them clearly, you can just increase the sizes or the zoom here. You can use the zoom tool here. Okay, this is quotes, and also we have the quotes here. This is grid. Grid helps you to align your work effectively. Okay, I make use of this tool almost every time I'm creating a design because it really helps me a lot in alignment. Okay, so this is also a shortcut from gallery, full screen, use image from camera, export image, this is tutorials, and blah blah blah, and the rest of them. I don't really use this a lot. Okay, so now this is your layer panel. This is anything you have here, anything you have happening here. This is where you find it, your layer panel. Okay, just like Photoshop or any other designing software, they do have layer panels. Okay, so anything you are working on that is on the canvas, you are going to automatically see it on the layer panel. Now on this layer panel, you still have options to either hide. You want to hide the text or the shapes, and then you want to lock them. This is lock. You want to lock them. You don't want them to be able to, you don't want to move them easily. Okay, you can just lock them. and then you want to delete them, you can go ahead and delete any of them. And here you have copy. Here is relative position. You want to, okay, this is size, actually this is size, and then this is relative position. You can either move here or come down or go up or go to whichever one that suits you. And this is rotate. Okay, now this is, I don't often use this. Also, I don't often use them. Is take to back, take to front rather, take to back. Okay, you see that, move to front and take to back. So also, if you don't want to really do it like this, don't want to use this to moving, maybe you want to place this one here in the midst of this text, you can just click on it. Then, or even if you don't want to click on it, just click here where you have this 8 dotted lines. Okay, just click on them and then move to wherever you want to place it. Okay, so that is it for everything up here. Now coming down, we have this, we have my project. I've explained it. These are the different templates we have on Pixellab, where weird templates that you are not supposed to be using them for your designs, because they really you can't see something good in there. Okay, there isn't really something good enough. Okay, so but we have the text tool. Now this text tool allows you to actually edit your jobs or your work. Okay, this is, let me start with quotes. Okay, here we have different quotes that you can use for your design. Maybe you're working on a motivational quotes, success quotes, inspiration quotes, and whichever one you're working with, okay, or you want to work with. So this is your text. When you click on text, you have this presented to you, and then here is option to edit the text. If you don't want to click on the option, you can just double click on it, double click on the text, okay, and edit. Chisom Obona. So this is delete, this is copy, this is take to front, this take to back, this is relative position. You want to move it slightly to, you want to really get a perfect alignment, and you are looking at okay, maybe you are using a grid and then you want to get a perfect alignment. Instead of using your hand, you see your hand, it might be really difficult for you, especially if the text is tiny. So it might be really difficult for you to get a perfect alignment. So you can just zoom in and then use this. Okay, move by, you can reduce it to 1 and then use it to align your work properly. Okay, so that's how to make use of this. Okay, and apart from that, we have relative position. You want to move by distance, some real distance, like you want to align to the center, you can just click on this two. Okay, take to front, take up. Okay, let's bring it down, and then this is text size, increase, decrease. All right, so this is paddling. Is giving space either at the front, or is usually used for giving space. You want to give space here, want to paddle here, your left side. Okay, and your left side. Okay, so this is padding too. All right, so that's it. So you can go to color. This is color, you use any color you want. This is gradient, you can create different gradient styles. Okay, so here we have the style, we have this, we have this, we have this, we have this. This is radial. Okay, is what's it called again? Can't remember. Okay, so but then we have different radio styles. When you click here, when you click on color, you can select from this color wheel here, select the color you want to use from this color wheel, and this one too, you can select the color wheel, and then we have you get it on your text. You use, okay, these are different gradients I've created already. So this is color, you just want to use color. Now the beautiful thing about color is you have access to, maybe you want to use one color for one text, or you want to give each of the words, or each of the letters rather, you want to give them different colors. You can just use this. Okay, this white, this red, this black. So you can just play around with it. That's when it's necessary. Okay, that's when it's, because it's not always necessary. Okay, it's not always necessary. I rarely use it. I rarely use it. Okay, so that's the beautiful thing about it. You can give the two words different colors, one yellow, one red. So texture is, you want to add an image on the text. So for example, I want to use something like a different font. I want to use Nexa bold. Okay, and then I want to add a texture. I want to add a texture. Again, go ahead, go to my downloads. Okay, so maybe I want to add this texture on the text. Okay, can you see the effect? Can you see the effect? So that is texture. So you can go ahead and delete it, because if you don't delete it, you won't be able to apply color. Okay, if you don't delete it, you won't be able to apply color. So we go ahead and delete it. Then this is opacity. You want to reduce or increase the opacity. Rotate, you want to rotate. Okay, so this is maxing. You want to cut out some edges of the stuff you're working with. So you can do that. You can manipulate it. I use this a lot for some crazy stuff, so I'll still show us how to use it. So this is fonts. Okay, so here we have default fonts, but then I won't advise you to use any of these default fonts, because apparently they are not good looking. So you have to install font. I'll still create a tutorial on how to install font on Pixellab. Here I have hundreds of fonts here. Okay, I have hundreds of fonts that I use. I've installed, I downloaded on my phone and installed them. Okay, so moving further, we have styles. This is, you want to make it bold, you want to make it italics, underline, and then you want to remove all the effects. You click here. Okay, so this is curve. You want to curve the text. You can make use of the curve too. Text background, you want to add a background. Then this is the alignment. This is left alignment, center alignment, and right alignment. Okay, so this is spacing, these letter spacing, these word spacing. Okay, when two words are together, you want to space them. Like this. All right. Okay, so that is, and then this is line spacing. The last one is line spacing. Okay, line spacing. And this is stroke. You want to add a stroke. Okay, or an outline. You want to add a stroke or an outline. You want to add a shadow. You can play around with your shadow. You can do crazy stuff here. Okay, offset, shadow offset, y offset, z offset, y and x offset. Okay, so blur radius, you want to increase or decrease the blur radius. Okay, so this is inner shadow. You want to add an inner shadow. So this is emboss, but this particular effect doesn't really work well for anybody using Android 10 or Android 11. It won't work well on your phone, so I don't even use it. Okay, because it's really not a tool to be used often, so I don't use it. So perspective, you want to rotate your design in a strategic way. Okay, as you can see that. You can play around with that. Okay, so anything you want to do. And then this is 3D rotate. All right, so this is 3D text, but 3D text also is having issues, but then I'll still show us how to sort the issues. For 3D rotate, you can actually sort your issues out, because now it looks as if the 3D is distorted. So but then there is a way to also handle it. But then I don't even use the 3D. It's not a tool to use often, so I also don't use it often. Likewise, this 3D shadow, don't use it often too. And then reflection, it was when I started graphic design that I do use it a lot, but I realized at some point that it's not really necessary. Okay, so when you're actually creating designs, you see it's not really necessary. So that is it for the text. Now moving further, the shapes. Okay, this is sticker. When you click on the sticker, what's it called, a flare effect appears immediately. So when you click on the system, look here, you see a flare effect. So when you click here, when you okay it goes. Okay, but then when you click here and then you click on your background, you still have it there for you. Okay, you can change it. I use this flare effect a lot, and okay, you soon get to see some of my videos where I create designs. You still get to see how I use them for my designs. All right, so okay, so this is draw. You want to draw something. All right, so you can draw. Now there's this thing I recently started doing on my designs, and a lot of persons have been asking me how I do it. So this is when I use this, I reduce this size, pen size to around 434, and then I add a dashed line. I can play with it, I can do whatever I want. You see, it's actually a crazy stuff. A lot of persons have been asking me, how do you do this, how do you do this? Okay, all right, so sorry, let me take a screenshot of this. So the next thing is, okay, I've explained draw, and this is your shape. If you click here, you get access to other shapes. Okay, few other shapes actually. So this is, you can edit your shape here. This is opacity, then this is color of the shape, this is stroke, you want to add a stroke, and then this is stroke color. Okay, so you can also decide to blur the shape. If you want to create a glow effect, you can make this same color as the shape. All right, so we've created a kind of glow effect. All right, so moving further, we have like a crop. You want to crop the shape, you want to copy to front to back, creative position. I've explained this one when we explain text. Now the way this one works is that when you enable it, you won't be able to use texture. Okay, when you enable the, you see, you won't be able to use texture, but then when you disable the color, the texture comes in. Okay, but in letters or in text, you have to disable, you have to remove the texture for you to use the color. But then in shapes, you have to remove the color for you to use the texture. All right, so this is opacity, I've explained it. Color filter, you can adjust the colors, but then this is usually when you're working with an imported shape. Okay, so I can decide to import this now and decide to go to color filter and change the colors here. Okay, saturation, you want to make it black and white, you want to increase the saturation. Brightness, you can decide to reduce or decide to increase it. Contrast, and decide to increase or decide to reduce it. Okay, I use it a lot for my editing. So this is stroke, and this is eraser, you want to erase some stuff. All right, so this is max 2, this is erase color. Now the way erase color works is that when you click on it, it automatically erases the white color. Okay, but then when you use, this is eyedropper 2, when you use it to pick the particular color you want to erase, this yellow color you want to erase it, it immediately erases the yellow color. You see, the yellow color is gone. So this is rotate. Okay, this is 3D rotate, this is perspective, shadow, and that is it. So here we have where you edit your backgrounds. Okay, this is your background color. You want to change your background color, you want to leave it the way it was. So this is, you want to make it transparent. All right, so we undo, this is your undo button here. Okay, so this is image size, you want to increase your resolution. Please don't leave it as default. This default, don't leave it this default, this default color. Okay, don't leave it at this default size. Okay, it's bad. All right, so you can increase the quality by increasing the image size. Okay, so this is images, this is from gallery, and this is camera, you want to go from camera, and then this is also for editing the background, vignette. All right, so I use this a lot in my design, and maybe in subsequent tutorials you're going to see me use them. So brightness and other things. All right, so